Welcome to all in your channel NCERT e-teaching decoding NCERT. Today I am Kailash Mina is going to take one topic from NCERT 6th Science chapter number 8 body movements. So today we are not going to discuss the entire chapter. Today we are not going to take this chapter as the study of whole chapter. Today I am taking only one topic from a very different perspective. So, in this chapter, we are supposed to learn about human skeleton, bones, cartilage, the number of bones, the function of bones, and the joints. But now, as I was very curious when I was studying science in my uh, student life, that I heard many times that we humans have 206 bones, but I never knew where I count exactly those bones. So I learned about those bones, and now I can count on my fingertips. I can teach anyone how to count their 206 bones. So it will be a very fun video or very interesting video for all, whether they are secondary students or primary students or senior secondary students or any other person who wants to know the number of bones. So here we are not discussing this chapter step by step as from NCERT. We are only going to calculate or count the bones, so that after watching this video everybody knows how to count exactly 206 bones by their fingertips and in very interesting manner. So now let me read one statement from this chapter as it is from NCERT. The human skeleton is composed of around 305 bones at birth. The number of bones in the skeleton changes with age. It decreases to 206 bones by adulthood after some bones have fused together. So what does this statement means? It means that when a human baby uh, takes birth, it have more bones than any adult human being. But what happens is that gradually some bones fuses with each other. So because of that, a adult human have less number of bones as compared to baby human or child human. So finally any adult human have 206 bones. So at many points of time we learned about the number of bones as 206, and we have heard in general knowledge also, not in our science books. Everywhere we heard that we have 206 bones, 206 bones. But now I will guide you or teach you how to calculate those bones very interestingly, and you will remember very quickly after watching this video. So let me give a very simple idea about human skeleton. So here in this diagram you can see two colors in the diagram. One is slightly yellow or golden, and the second color is slightly blue. This yellow golden colored skeleton is called axial skeleton, it means central skeleton, and this slightly bluish color skeleton is called the appendicular skeleton. So let me clarify that the color of skeleton is not like that. Here the colors are used to only differentiate the skeleton. So here you can see very clearly that limbs, it means our hands and legs, and the girdles where those uh, limbs are attached, are included in appendicular skeleton, and our skull, chest cavity, and our backbone are included in central or axial skeleton. So this is very elementary idea or basic idea about the classification of skeleton for the ease of study, and it will help us to calculate the number also. So let me give one simple idea here. This axial skeleton have 80 bones, and this appendicular skeleton will have 126 bones. So if you add these 80 and 126, you will get the number 206 bone, and I will show you how you can reach at this figure. So let's start. So here one more idea, that our skeleton is not only composed of bones, it have some soft bone also. That soft bone is called cartilage. For this point of time, you can imagine that soft bone is called cartilage, and that bone you can find it at your nose, at ears, you can, and at joints. Here the greenish color joints, at joints you can see this greenish color material. This greenish material, again, for ease of study, not as such. So here illustrations and colors are used to differentiate the axial skeleton, appendicular skeleton, bones and cartilage. So let's do not bother about these details, simply jump to our next section. So first we will talk about skull, which is also part of axial skeleton. So in axial skeleton we have three compartments for ease of study. One is skull, second one is backbone, and the third one is rib cage. Now let's have a look again at this diagram, so that you can feel connected when we jump into different compartments. So this is the skull, and this is the rib cage, and this bone from here to here, from neck to our paleogirdle, is backbone. So we will discuss these three compartments not for study, only for counting the bones. Now, so first the skull. So here I will give you only two figures. So this diagram is shown for the details, if you want details, but this much of detail you will get in class 11 science. This much of detail you will not get at class 6 science, or if we are talking in general sense, we need not to remember these bones. I am giving you only two figures here, that our scalp or cranium is made up of 8 bones, and our face is made up of 14 bones. So together these 8 and 14 are 22 bones. So our face simply 14 bones, and our scalp, you can say the part where your hair grows, or the upper part of your skull, is made up of 8 bones. So 8 plus 14 is equal to 22 bones. And let me clarify one more thing, that we have 3 tiny bones in each of our ear, and those bones are called ear ossicles. You will learn more about ears structure in class 8 science, 9th science and class 11 science. So let me add those bones also. So I hope I am clear here, that our face plus upper part of skull have 22 bones. Now you know how 22, 14 face plus 8 cranium, plus 6 means 3 plus 3, 3 in 1 year, 3 in 1 year. So total together they are 28 bones. So this is written here, that our skull, of the skull's 28 bones, 8 from the cranium, which encases the brain, the rest are facial bones and the middle ear bones. So now we will not bother about the diagram and the text. Here we are only bothering about the numbers. So we have 28 bones in our skull, 14 in face, 8 below the scalp, and 3 plus 3 in the ears. So next, backbone. So our backbone is, you can feel your backbone by touching your back in the middle, from neck to the entire back. So you can feel also, if you touch and feel carefully, that our backbone is made up of small bones, and those bones are called vertebrae. So here I am giving you the number which is 26. So our backbone is made up of 26 little bones, and those bones are called vertebrae. Do not bother about the names. You know only one thing here, that 26 bones. Our backbone is composed of 26 bones. So in many books, in entered also, you will learn about that vertebral column has more bones than 26. Sometimes you can hear that 33 bones are there. So why this happens, why this contradiction happens? Why? Because as I told you that at the time of birth, a human baby have 305 bones, but at the adult stage we have only 206 bones. So I am giving you calculation for the 206 bones. So this is why data may vary. Now, so one more thing, if you want to learn more, I am adding, it is not necessary for that calculation, that from these 26 bones in your chest cavity, you can feel your chest cavity by if you are aware about where your lungs are. In chest cavity, your lungs and heart is in your chest cavity, in the protection of ribs. So we will learn in our next slide that we have 12 ribs or 12 pair of ribs. So 12 ribs in each side, in right side and left side, total 24 ribs or 12 pairs of ribs. So these 12 pairs of ribs are attached with 12 vertebrae or 12 small bones of our backbone. So 12 in chest cavity. So we have 26 bones in our backbone. So from these 26 bones, 7 bones are in the neck region, 12 bones are in the chest region, and the rest of the bones are in the stomach or abdomen region. And you can see this type of uh, division when we will study other compartments. And here is one more thing, very interesting thing, that I have said that our neck region have 7 bones. In all mammals, for example, in rat, in giraffe, in zebra, in camel, in cat, in dog, in lion, in all mammals you will find only 7 bones or 7 vertebrae in the neck region. So rat also have 7 bones in the neck, and giraffe, which have very long neck, also have only 7 bones, because we all are somewhere connected, and because we are or called mammals, which feed their babies with milk, and they have hairs on their body. So this is one interesting fact for you. We have 7 bones in our neck, we all mammals. Now moving to the next slide, rib cage. So what is rib cage? So rib cage is made up of ribs. So we are here in the third compartment of axial skeleton. So let me remind you again, we have skull, backbone, and rib cage, 3 compartments here. So we calculated in skull there are 28 bones, we have calculated in backbone that there are 26 bones. Now the rib cage. So as I told you earlier that we have 12 ribs in each side. So we have 12 plus 12, total 24 ribs, total 24 ribs attached with 12 small bones from the backbone. Here the backbone is showing, this is the backbone. It will be continued to that, but we are not able to see that because of this one bone which is called sternum. This you can feel in your, by touching your chest. This is also called chest bone or breast bone, the one sternum. So here you can imagine that 12 ribs in right, 12 ribs in left. These 12 plus 12, 24 ribs are connected to 12 small ribs, sorry, 12 small bones in the backbone, plus they all or few of them are connected in the front or front side with the sternum bone. Need not to bother with the names, we are doing here only calculations. So we can say in rib cage we can find 24 plus 1, 25 bones. Why 25? 24 ribs and 1 sternum. Why I am not including those 12 bones in the backbone? Because we already have included those bones in the vertebral column. So now we have 28 bones in the skull, 26 bones in the backbone, and 25 in the rib cage. So these are, if you join them, it will not be completely 80, but let's join them. 28 plus 26 plus 25, it will be 79, not 80. Why? Because I didn't included one bone where our skull joins with the backbone. So we are able to move our skull. We are able to move our skull on the backbone. So that one bone, which is called hyoid bone. So that bone is also there in the skull, but we are not able to here the show that bone. But you can visualize that on the backbone, one bone is there, which is having this type of shape, like horseshoes, shoes, that घोड़े की नाल, if you remember that structure. So this type of bone is also there. So we have total 80 bones. Let me again calculate. 28 plus 1, 29 bones in the skull. Why 29? Let me explain. 14 in the face, 8 on the cranium or upper part of skull, 3 plus 3 in both of the ears, plus 1 hyoid which joins backbone plus human skull. So here 29 bones, 26 bones in the backbone, and 24 plus 1, 25 bones in the rib cage. Now if we join them, then we will get total 80 bones. So here we go, total 80 bones in the axial skeleton. What is axial skeleton? Let me remind you again. This is the axial skeleton, the golden color or yellow color. So here we have completed the half part of the skeleton. Axial skeleton is composed of 80 bones, 29 in rib cage, 25 including sternum, plus in backbone 26. Now moving to appendicular skeleton. What is appendicular skeleton? The limbs, the hands and the legs, and the girdles, the part where hands and legs are joined. So if you have understood the calculation of axial skeleton of 80 bones, it will be very easy to remember the appendicular skeleton. It is very easy comparatively. Why it is easy? Let me give you a simple idea. Every limb is made up of 30 bones. Very simple. Our one hand is made up of 30 bones, another hand is also made up of 30 bones, one leg is made up of 30 bones, another leg is made up of 30 bones. So let's simply add them. 30, 30, 30 and 30, it will be 120 bones, very simply. So if you add axial skeleton bones with the appendicular skeleton bones, 80 plus 120, it will be 200 bones. So we know that we have 206 bones. Where are rest of the 6 bones? So let me clarify those 6 bones first, then we will learn about the 30 bones of each limb. So these 6 bones here, we have discussed axial skeleton have 80 bones, every limb have 30 bones. Then limbs are attached with our axial skeleton with this This part is called girdle. So this is half of the girdle, this is half of the girdle, and here also this is half of the girdle, this part not including rib cage. I am indicating the back of the part. For example, this triangle like structure you can feel by touching your backs if when you move your hand, and this bone, which is also called correctly collarbone, you can also feel this collarbone. So these bones, actually these are 6 bones, 1 and 2 bones in the pelvic girdle. This girdle is called pelvic girdle, where our legs are attached, and 1, 2, 3 and 4 bones in the pectoral girdle. So where our hands are attached with the axial skeleton, this girdle is called pectoral girdle, and this is called pelvic girdle. We will discuss this later, but now you have a complete idea that our axial skeleton have 80 bones, our forelimbs have 120 bones, and the girdles have 6 bones. So total we have 20 and 6 bones. Now let's learn the other details. So the appendicular skeleton. So let me read one statement so to clarify the idea. The 126 bones, why 126? Because 80 bones are in axial skeleton and 126 bones are in appendicular skeleton. Together they are 206 bones. So the 126 bones of the appendicular skeleton are attached to the axial skeleton at the shoulders and hips. And the shoulder girdle is called pectoral girdle and the hip girdle is called pelvic girdle. The shoulder or pectoral girdle is composed of 2 large flat shoulder blades. So the shoulder blades, the triangle shape bone I discussed, each connected to the top of the sternum by a slender curved collarbone, which is called clavicle scientifically. So what is sternum? You know that this part of axial skeleton where ribs are attached is called sternum. So this is a part of axial skeleton, but these collarbones are attached to sternum, plus this shoulder bone is also part of pectoral girdle. It means these 4 bones, and again, so the arms are attached to the pectoral girdle, we know, and each arm and hand contains 30 bones, as we have discussed earlier. The pelvic girdle forms a bowl that provides strong connections for the legs, which must bear the weight of the body. Each leg and foot contains a total of 30 bones. So where is the hip girdle or pelvic girdle? Here it is, one bone and another bone. Here you can see that this is not only one bone. Sometimes it is labeled, the pelvic girdle labeled as 4 bones from in each side. Again the reason the same. Initially we have 305 bones, finally we have 206 bones. So many bones are fused in our skeleton in adult stage. So here we are calculating only 1 and 2 bones in the pelvic girdle, but yes, in our childhood we have 4 plus 4 8 bones. So they fuse with each other to form only 2 bones. Now coming to the appendicular skeleton, how as we have discussed that each limb, either hand or leg, will have 30 bones. So how they have 30 bones? Let's calculate in very easy manner. So here if you see your finger, in India we always calculate with the help of our fingers, and if you see your fingers, if you are able to observe, you have 3 segments in each finger. So we have 12 segments in 4 fingers plus 2 segments in one toe. So in all 5 digits we have 14 segments. You can simply see without seeing this diagram in your hand also. So these 14 bones here, these 14 bones, 2 in toe and 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 in 4 fingers. Total these 14 bones are called digits or phalanges scientifically, digits in normal English. Plus your palm have 5 bones. You can simply imagine one with each finger and one with toe. So it will have simply 5 bones in palm, which are called metacarpals, and 8 bones in the wrist. 8 bones in the wrist which are called carpals. So do not bother about the scientific names, simply digits 14, palm 5, and wrist 8 bones. We have 8 bones, and now we have one strong bone in our initial part of the arm which is attached with the girdle, which is called humerus, and 2 bones here which are called radius and ulna. Do not bother about the names if you want to only calculate the number. Radius and ulna, 2 bones in the part of arm which is connected with your wrist or palm. So here we go. Let's calculate the number collectively. 1 humerus, 2 radius and ulna, the one in the part which is attached with pectoral girdle, and 2 bones the part of your arm which is connected with your palm. 8 wrist bones which are called carpals, 5 palm bones which are called metacarpals, and 14 digits. 14 you can easily calculate by looking your fingers. Finally they are 30 bones. Very simple. 1, 2, 8, 5 and 14, 30 bones. If you are confused, then you can rewind the video and you will simply learn the calculation. Now again, now we know how our hand have 30 bones. Let's move to the leg. So leg is almost have similar combination of bones. For example, uh, one bone in the thigh which is called thigh bone or scientifically femur, 2 bones in your leg which is the part of your leg which is connected with your foot, have 2 bones again, tibia and fibula. Scientifically there they were radius and ulna. So instead of humerus we have femur. 2 there were radius ulna, here are 2 tibia fibula. Again we have 14 digits here also, same, and 5 as you have in your palm. In the foot we also have 5 bones, same, very similar combination, but only one difference is there, that ankle is having 7 bones instead of 8 bones. So these are called tarsals, they were called carpals. So there we have humerus, radius ulna, carpals, metacarpals and phalanges. Here we have femur, tibia, fibula, tarsals, metatarsals and phalanges. The scientific name, do not bother about the scientific names. Here we are only calculating the number. So if you calculate these numbers, here we will get only 29 bones as compared to hand, because hand was having 8 bones in the wrist. Here we in ankle we have only 7 bones. So why we can say that legs and hands have equal number of bones, 30? Because here we have one more bone which is called patella or the kneecap. So one kneecap is there, that is why this balance. So in our hand we have 30 bones: humerus, radius ulna, carpals, metacarpals and phalanges. In the same way, in leg we have femur, patella, tibia and fibula, tarsals, metatarsals and phalanges. So we have 30 bones in each leg and 30 bones in each hand. So and this is how we have 120 bones in our 4 limbs. It means 2 hands and 2 legs plus 6 bones in girdles. Pectoral girdle 4 bones and pelvic girdle 6 bones. So now we have 80 bones in axial skeleton. It means in skull we have 29 bones, 14 bones on face, 8 bones in cranium, 1 is hyoid bone, 3 plus 3 ear ossicles, total 29, plus 26 vertebrae in vertebral column, plus 12 plus 12, 24 ribs plus 1 sternum, 25. If we join them, then total 80 bones plus 126 bones in appendicular skeleton. 30 plus 30 plus 30 plus 30, 2 hands and 2 legs plus 6 bones, 2 in pelvic girdle and 4 in pectoral girdle. So this is how we get the number of 206 bones. So the aim of making this video is not starting any chapter from class 6 science, or not starting any series of class 6 science. Here I wanted to give every individual one idea if they want to know about the 206 bones, how our human skeleton have 206 bones. So after watching this video, if you are confused, I request you to review this video. It will definitely, after watching 2 or 3 times, you will able to calculate on your fingertips. Now I am telling you on my fingertips. For example, if you ask me without seeing any diagram, so here is no diagram, I can tell you the 30 bones of any limb. For example, 14 digits, 5 palm bones, 8 wrist bones, 2 radius ulna in the forearm, and one humerus, the part of our arm which is attached with our pectoral girdle. In the same way, 14 digits in our foot's fingers, then again 5 bones, then 7 in ankle, 2 tibia fibula, then 1 kneecap, then 1 femur. So you will after keeping revising, you will be able to memorize this thing, and this will be very interesting because our skeleton is a part of our day-to-day life. When any member of our family or friends go for a scan which is called X-ray, you must be familiar with this scan. You get some images. So after watching this video, after making you aware about the number of bones in each part of our body, you will be better able to see the results of that scan also. Although we are not experts to decipher, to understand the abnormality which is in their X-ray or not, but yes, we are able to identify which part is there. So sometimes we have a scan of our neck, sometimes we have a scan of our backbone, sometimes we have a scan of our rib cage. So from now, if you have a chance to see any X-ray scan from your family or friends, you can simply say or tell them that okay, these are the ribs, these are the vertebrae, these are the numbers, this is the first vertebrae, second vertebrae, or first rib or 12 rib. So this was my aim for making this video. Here is one summary. I am not going to discuss this summary here about joints, because in class 6 science there were large part of the chapter is devoted to the joints. So this diagram will help you if you want to study that part also. So we have several joints in our body, in our skeleton. These joints will uh, make us able to move things, to grip things, to play harmonium, to ride something, to move our neck, to move our bones, to have movements. So these joints are very important. Skeleton is very important, plus our muscles are very important, which makes our skeleton to able to move. So thank you so much. If you like my video, like, share and subscribe.